comfortable, take a few deep breaths. As we're breathing in that beautiful breath of God and breathing out, we just allow the chair to support us. We keep those feet firmly planted on the floor beneath us, and we just allow Spirit to move in and through us. As we breathe that beautiful breath of God, begin to feel your shoulders relaxing, your jaw relaxing. Feel your whole body supported in this love of God. Now I invite you to bring your attention to your heart center and see a golden, warm, radiant light in the center of your chest. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, it is expanding through your whole body, down your arms, down your legs, all through your torso, and you can see that magnificent light grounding you into Mother Earth, receiving from Mother Earth that which is yours and bringing it back up in through that light of your body all the way through to the top of your head until you feel that warmth and that glow all over yourself, centered and grounded in that love, that life of God, that very source of your beingness. That light is pure, it's perfect, it's eternal. It is who you are. Let these words sink deeply into your awareness. God life is my life. Divine health is mine now. See every cell of your body responding to the power of your words, to that divine life of God that is flowing in and through you always, each and every cell responding with joy and vibrating at a higher rate. Each cell of your body vibrant and alive and whole and working in harmony with the rest of the cells. Now just imagine yourself living the vibrant life that you so choose. See yourself whole and well and free. See yourself laughing with your friends, enjoying the activities that you love. Free and whole and perfect in every way. Nothing holding you back. Feel the joy and the energy that comes from knowing you are already whole. And now we take that beautiful love energy that we have created in ourselves and we bring that blessing out to the world. And so we see it here in everyone else that's in the sanctuary, that's on Zoom, anyone that's watching at another time. And we carry that love light out to the community and out to the world, and we see our entire planet, every person beaming this magnificent, radiant life of God within them. See it impacting anyone that needs comfort, healing, care. You see, we are all connected. We are never separate from the love of God that we came here to be. And so now take another really deep cleansing breath in and out, and let it go. And hold this truth in your heart. There is never any separation. Ever. God in you is expressing as you in this moment and in every moment. And for that we are so grateful. I invite you now to, whenever you're ready, gently bring your awareness back into the room and open your beautiful eyes. Create your own health. So I had a little aha back in May when Linda Hancock was here from Texas, and she was doing this somatic body work. It was amazing. We were here Friday night and all day Saturday working with her and learning about how our body tries to tell us what's going on and what we need to do, right? And so she asked this question, and it was like, boy, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. She asked, do you have, what's the word? An antagonistic relationship with your body? Yes. Oh my God. I'm getting God bumps just talking about it, right? And I was like, I do. Do you have an antagonistic feeling, relationship with your body? And then she goes on to explain, how we do this to ourselves. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. And so she's saying, there's part of you that is saying yes to certain aspects of your life, and there's other parts of you that are going, no, thank you, right? But those no's, sometimes we're pushing through that. We're pushing through that. We're doing it anyway. We're obligated. We said we'd do this. We're going to do that, blah, 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 blah. And that's what has been making me not feel my best self since January. I have been carrying responsibilities that I didn't want to carry. And I was saying yes when my body was going, no, thank you, but no. So I had a major aha. And so what I did was this 6 weeks, I have to read you this one thing. Health is not just physical. It's spiritual harmony made manifest. And it's the whole of us, not just the physical body, but it's the mind, the spirit, it's every bit of us, the aspects of us, the emotional beingness of us. It's all of that. And that's why your minister takes 6 weeks off after 10 years of serving in this community. It's because it's the number one reason ministers are leaving their ministries is burnout. And so I had it pounded into me for 3 years in ministerial school by Reverend Linda Martella-Whitsitt, who's coming next month. She said, self-care, Donna, every single time we had a call or a visit. What are you doing for self-care? What are you doing for spiritual renewal? How are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing? So I'm telling you, it's not just for ministers, it's for everybody. I had a fabulous time. I traveled. I visited with girlfriends from high school, had a 2.5-hour lunch, and laughed till tears ran down my face. I had a wonderful time with my brother in Texas, my brother and sister-in-law, my nieces and nephews and cousins I got to see that I haven't seen in a long time. Lots of wonderful connections. I took my kids on a trip. I went and stayed in Naples with Diana. She gave me this lovely blue dress We had so much fun. So I did a lot of things. I worked in my garden. I haven't had a lot of time to pull all the weeds since rainy season started. So I've been working in my yard. I've been doing all kinds of things. And one of the things that really needs to have attention is our creative part of us, that creative piece of us. So I'm going to share. I did pretty much an entire book coloring mandalas, right? Oh my God, every day I did this. That just makes my heart sing, picking out colors and putting them on the paper. So thank you for allowing me to have my time, because I really, really did enjoy it. And I couldn't have done it if it hadn't been for this fabulous board and this great staff and these licensed Unity teachers and all these magnificent team leaders and volunteers that make this church happen. So I'm indebted to you, because I really had a fabulous time. I really did. But it's good to be back. And our theme for this month, we're concentrating, on, and I'm continuing that theme, is I am healthy, right? So let's say the affirmation. In each moment, miracles are taking place in my body. Don't you love that? Unity's view of health is that it's our natural state. It's our divine state of being, and that it's created from the inside out, because it's all about consciousness. And when we think about how do we create that, we go to our principles, our 5 principles. So, principle 1 is, God is. Principle, I am, I think, I pray, I live. So the third one, I think, it's called the law of mind action, and it's whatever we focus on expands. It's about what are you putting your attention on, because that is what you're going to get more of. So if you spend a lot of your time thinking about what's not working in your body, guess what? Guess what? If you're complaining to everybody about your aches and pains, guess what? You're going to get more of that. So we control this experience by what we think, what we say, what we feel, what we believe. And the power of our word is magnificently powerful. If you speak it into the universe, you can look for it to manifest, because you are what? A divine expression. Yeah, you're expressing God. So Unity was founded on this whole thing about prayer and healing. It was all about the co-founders, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them and all that they have done for us. So I'm taking you to Scripture now. We interpret the Bible metaphysically. And this is one that you already know, but it's John chapter 5, verse 5 through 9. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I am making my way, someone else steps down ahead of me." Jesus said to him, "Stand up, take your mat, and walk." At once the man was made well, and he took up his mat, and he began to walk. Now, you've heard that scripture many, many times. When Jesus said, "Do you want to be made well?" He was showing us that there is a willingness and a receptivity that is involved in our transformation. And those two things are key to our transformation. So we have this power of the I am of us. The I am. When you use the words, I am tired, I am sick and tired of this, right? Guess what? You're calling it to you. So you pay attention to your words. You use your I am to restore your body and your mind. The I am can restore the equilibrium throughout the body because it has this activity of spiritual ideas and consciousness. So number one, Jesus did not see illness as the final truth. He never saw anybody less than. And so you do that for yourself. You see yourself, nothing ever less than. No matter what the physical thing is going on, you see yourself as you know you are in truth. He saw the wholeness of every single soul. He never saw anything but the wholeness within. He gave a simple directive to take action, be proactive, be accountable for what it is you want to create. Because Spirit calls us and calls our wholeness into action. But if we're not paying attention, we miss it. You see? If we're going about our business, doing our to-do list, and not doing our spiritual practices, it can go right over our head, and we miss the whole thing. The third thing is healing often begins with a shift in belief. Sometimes it takes just a little tweak of perception, and then we can change our mind. You're nodding your head. I know you've experienced it. So when you tweak your perception, you change your mind, and you see things differently as Jesus taught us, that is faith in action, and that faith is the activating agent to cause the transformation and the healing. So the fourth thing is, if we stop blaming the outer world, all the shenanigans that are going on, does that really matter? I mean, really. What matters, are you grounded and centered in the knowingness of who you are? Are you centered and grounded? Because if we can stop blaming the outer world for any unhappy conditions, we start to begin to recognize our own wholeness. And we can claim that healing of taking up that mat. We can claim that for ourselves, and then we can tap into that spiritual power and take responsibility for our lives. No one is going to do it for you, and you can't do it for anyone else. Some of you are witnessing your people in your lives going through all kinds of things, but you're just a witness. It's not happening to you. It's happening to them, and only they can do the work, you see. And it can be frustrating when you're witnessing it. But you just have to keep holding the light up, right? You got to keep holding the prayer practices going on. You got to keep seeing them as you remember. That's how I did my husband for years when he was sick. I swear I got that man like 15 more years because of all the praying and the affirming and the, So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later. So there are 3 key things that will help you create your own health. The first one is you have to align your mind with divine truth. You have to do your spiritual practices. You can't just think about it. You can't just talk about it. You have to do it. You have to use your affirmations. You have to do your prayers. You have to have time for meditation every day where you can claim your wholeness. You use those I am statements that are so powerful, like, I am vibrant, I am healthy, I am whole. You go around saying that. Doesn't matter if anybody else is in the house, it's fine. You create ones that resonate with you. You say it when you're out on your walk if you're too embarrassed. Say it in the car. I like saying them in the car. There's nobody there to witness you. And you can also use Myrtle Fillmore's healing story, about how she talked to her cells. Talk to those cells. Tell them, she told them, I'm sorry that I ever spoke bad of my lungs or my liver or whatever. So I see you now, whole and healthy and pink and beautiful, and I see you filled with love and light, right? You can do that. Use Myrtle's example of how to heal your cells. And then you can release and let go of any mental patterns of fear or limitation. Quit listening to people who are telling you they know something that happened to somebody that had that diagnosis that you had, and oh my God. You got to quit listening to that. That is not your story. That is their trash, not yours, right? So you stick with and listen to what you know is the truth of you. This is the second thing. You have to live in harmony with spirit. You have to have balance of mind, body, and soul practices going on. You have to pay attention to what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying to other people. You have to give life-giving thoughts, life-affirming thoughts. You have to have life-affirming foods in your body. You have to have life-affirming relationships. If those relationships are bringing you down, bye, sweetheart. It's not good for us. You have to be in the energy of the things that build you up. You have to have life-affirming activities that, like my coloring books. You have to do those kinds of things that give you joy. And you have to have gratitude as a daily practice. Every night before you go to sleep, write down 5 things that you were grateful for that day. And you look at that paper by the end of the month at how many wonderful things that you have in your life that you can be grateful for. The third thing, you have to start seeing yourself as whole already. You claim it till you make it. You fake it till you make it. You just see yourself as whole, as you know you are in spirit. Regardless of the current state, it doesn't really matter. Miracles happen every day, and spiritual healing happens in the eternal now. And many of you know the story about my husband. He was sick for a really long time, and then he went into this chiropractor's office and got a spiritual healing, and I was there and I witnessed it, and he got 16 more years. You never know what your healing path is going to be, but you have to be open to it. And Jesus Christ Heals, Charles Fillmore said, all healing systems recognize joy as a beneficent factor in the restoration of health. And why is that? Joy raises your vibration. Your cells are happy when your body is happy. Everything feels better when you have joy in your life. And so it's really hard to feel bad when you're singing, every little cell in my body is happy. It's hard to have a headache when you're singing every little cell, because you're lifting yourself up. So imagine yourself. Use the power of your imagination to see yourself, as we did in the meditation. See yourself living vibrantly and joyfully. You can do this even if you don't feel good, because you have the power of imagination within you. It's one of your 12 powers. And you can see yourself in the near future having everything that your heart desires. You can create it. But you have to focus on that, not what you don't want, you see. That's the big difference. Reverend Sandra Campbell is the head of Unity Urban Ministerial School in Detroit, and she writes often for the Unity publications, and she wrote something called The Healing Power of Laughter, and it's an article in the Return to Wholeness Unity booklet. And in there she says, I never miss reading the Reader's Digest because it has a thing called laughter is the best medicine. And she said that lifts her up every single time. She said it's such a powerful healer. So if you find yourself feeling down, you've got the doldrums, you've got the oh poor me's, we get there sometimes. We don't want to live there, but we get there. It's okay. We just don't stay there. We visit, and then we pull ourselves up. We get on YouTube and we pull up some comedians, and we watch a lot of funny stories, or we watch a funny movie. We do things that lift us up. We lift our own spirit. You see, faith is seeing beyond appearance. That's one of the hardest things for us, because we see what's here and we think that's it. We think because we see it with our physical eyes, it's real. But it's our spiritual eyes that we have to see with. And I call this kind of faith unshakable conviction. It's the thing that the Fillmores had, you see, because the Fillmores cured Myrtle of TB and grew Charles's leg 3 inches. So, they got it. They understood faith, that kind of unwavering faith and belief that they knew that they could do what they needed to do. So whatever you see currently isn't the truth of you. Eric Butterworth says in Practical Metaphysics that the key to healing or prosperity, or whatever that desire is that you have, is to realize that you are the expression of the creative process. You're creating all the time. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're creating. So no matter what you desire, he says, there's a counterpart, allness, involved within you and within all things. You can never really be separated from this because you are the expression of the infinite creative process expressing itself as you. Does that make you feel powerful? It should make you feel powerful. I love that. And I have personally witnessed in my 10 years here, many of you having that kind of faith and conviction and healing yourself from all kinds of things. I have witnessed you. You have that. You know that you do and that you can because I've witnessed it. And you know how it takes strong faith to see beyond appearances because it's what's here looks real, right? So we have practical tools. These are your practical tools. And this is nothing new to you, but unity is called practical spirituality because we don't just tell you to go do it, we tell you how to go do it and give you some ideas for how to do that. So number one, you put God first and you pray every day. You pray for your heart's desire. You pray thanking God in advance that you already know it's yours. You pray in gratitude, right? You don't get down on your knees. You don't beg God. We don't pray that way. God is in us. God is spirit. You use your daily affirmations. You use the daily word. Read the daily word. Share it with others. Send it to other people. You have your mutual mindful choices of good choices that you're doing with foods and movement and rest and creative expression like me. And then you pick a community that you feel supported in, and you become part of a community. There's nothing more important than surrounding yourself with people who support you in your health and in your goals in your life, what you want to see manifest. That's why spiritual community is so important, because we see each other through whatever it is we're going through. So I want to tell you a little story about Reverend Joy Weiler. She was a minister. She was born in the 1950s. She had this rare form of dwarfism. And when she was born in this little tiny town in Missouri, the doctors told her parents, don't get too attached. We're not sure she's going to make it, you know. And they basically said, probably shouldn't hold her too much. Well, let me tell you what. Her parents weren't listening to that nonsense. They grabbed on that little girl, and they loved her unconditionally. And that woman became first an attorney and a writer, and then a unity minister, and she ministered 11 years in this little church in Pennsylvania. She became a mother. She had a full life. It was magnificent, how that all unfolded. She was an inspiration to so many people. She wrote a book entitled Radical Wholeness. And in it, she talks about the scriptures in Matthew and Mark where Jesus uses that same language of take up your mat and walk. She said whether the individual's paralyzed or laying by the pool, both stories are about the inability to take action on what we call in unity error thoughts or limiting beliefs. In other religions, they call that sin. We don't call that here. We must overcome any belief that the essence of who we are is in any way broken or limited, because it's not the truth. She says we make decisions and choices in alignment with the power of our spiritual self. Radical wholeness is everyone's birthright. So raise your hand if you're ready to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Yeah, Eileen's doing this in the booth. Yeah, me too. So I have a call to action for you today. I want you to promise me that when you leave here, you will take up one of those spiritual practices that you used to do that you don't do anymore, that you don't make time for, that you don't have time for, right? You take up one of those spiritual practices that were mentioned today, and you do it. You do it because you want to be the best version of yourself. All right, enough preaching, time for a joke. So this rookie police officer was out on his first run, and they put him with an experienced officer, of course, and so they're riding around, and a call comes in, and it says, you need to go and to this particular street because there is a group of people and they need to be dispersed. So they arrive at the corner where they think this group is, and sure enough, there's a group of people there on the corner. The young policeman rolls down his window and he says, y'all need to get out of here now. Nothing happens. Nobody does anything. Let's disperse now, he said again, kind of frustrated. So people kind of start walking away, and they're looking back at him like, what the heck is going on here? And so the guy's so proud because he's breaking up the group. You know, he's done his thing. He's really proud of himself. And so he asked the guy in the car with him, he said, so how did I do? And he said, well, pretty good. He said, you know, it was a bus stop. Oh, well. I'm going to close today with Louise Hay from her book, Meditations to Heal Your Life. Just take in these words, if you would. I lovingly create perfect health for myself. It is natural that I am healthy, and it is natural that I am flexible. I am able to learn new things easily, to laugh, to change, and to grow. Dis-ease is related to a resistance to flowing with life in some area and to the inability to forgive. I look at dis-ease as if it were a personal teacher that comes to help me on my pathway to greater understanding. Like all teachers, it's a stepping stone. And when I learn the lesson, I move on to the next phase of my healing. Every person on this planet is involved in healing their life in some area. I help my body, my mind, and my spirit live healthfully by creating a loving atmosphere around myself. It is my body, it is my mind, and I am in charge. And I lovingly create perfect health for myself. And that's the way it is today, folks. Thank you so much. Namaste. And now we're going to invite Miss Kara up here. And we have a little ceremony for our children. Is yours on?
Yes, it is. Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Donna. I think you all in here know me, but maybe we have people on Zoom or new people who haven't met me yet, but I am the Youth and Family Ministry Director here, and I have my volunteers and our children up on stage with us today. Today we honor growth, change, and divine light within each of our young people as they take their next step. When we grow our ministry, building expansion, we hope to have separate classes for UniKids, teens, and YOU. For now, we enjoy our small group with a variety of ages. This ceremony is not so much to graduate or promote our youth to the next level. Instead, we are honoring their spiritual growth and recognition of all that they have learned and wish them well on their path forward. So I have the rest of my ministry here, Miss Phyllis. And we have, oh, Miss Carmen, can you please come up?
You're one of them, Carmen.
I'm like, where's Miss Carmen? Hold on to that. Thank you. And Miss Shayna, Miss Carmen. And I always kind of pick out a special lesson for each of them to share with the kids. Ava is starting her 5th grade year. She is considered a UniKid still, if we had separate classes. AJ is starting middle school, and Honor is entering his 2nd year of middle school. And these young men would be considered uniteens. These amazing young people have learned about the 12 powers, the 5 unity principles for kids, and they have studied many of the same concepts that you have learned here in the big sanctuary. The children will share one thing that they are learning in unity and or one thing that has helped them in life. And some of them are just sharing their favorite thing that they do on Sunday when they come. I'll have Honor go first.
So one of my favorite things, well, one thing that I remember a lot is when I just remember that, like, the people that are still here with me, like Carmen and Phyllis, like, I've been going here for like 5 or 6 years now, and I just felt like they've always been here for me, and I've just felt like that's something that's like really stuck with me, and yeah, and I've just felt like, and I just picture like everyone here is my church family, so yeah, I just feel like we're all connected here. So that's something that like really brings me here, makes me happy. Yeah.
Thank you, Honor. Oh.
My favorite thing about Unity is the crafts that we do in the class and the people that are here. Because everyone here is so nice, and I'm just glad I got such a good church. And my mom and all the other volunteers always make sure we have a good time in the youth ministry with all the crafts and just everything that they do for us. And I just love all you guys, like you're my family.
Oh, sweet.
Can you read that from there?
Yeah. My favorite thing about Uni is the crafts and creativity. It's fun and I get to make cool stuff, and also the stories are pretty cool and they teach me a lot.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
You did
awesome,
great.
Eva.
I could not get her on the stage a year ago. And then we started having her up here pretending to sing along at the end of service. And then now she has like read something
Blossomed.
she's written. And now she's hiding behind me, but that's okay. Baby steps, and I'm so proud of her right now.
Yes. Yay.
So symbolically, the children are going to walk through the archway. They are going to be presented with a stone that will have a word on it, and they will each get a feather. And then I have Reverend Donna, as well as my volunteers and their families, presenting them with another feather that they will hold on to. This is their fly-up ceremony, so it is symbolic. Anybody who's helped them on their spiritual path. So today we witness their spiritual growth and promise to support them and pray for them as they continue to learn and grow in unity. Children, please walk through the archway and come back up on stage. Just walk through it, come back up on stage. Come back up here. We did not rehearse this, so. Okay, go ahead, grab your feather and grab your rock. Your feather and your rock. The red one is yours, son.
Here's one from me.
Okay, and a rock. And Miss Carmen. Okay, and now they're going to be presented with their feathers from anyone who helped them with their spiritual growth.
Here's one from me. I'm so proud.
Okay, we have an affirmation that we are going to say for the children, so I want you guys to come stand so everybody can see you. Oh, yes, please present your feathers. Thank you. All right, Honor, come on over here. Okay, let me get past. Over here. All right, if you want to stand and put your hands, or just put your hands out toward them, we have this blessing on the screen for them. Please say it with me.
We bless you as you soar into your next adventure.
May you always know the light of God within you and around you. You are guided, loved, and never alone. Amen.
We love you. We love you. We really, really love you. Thank you. That was so sweet. Thank you for sharing. It was beautiful. It was sweet. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Thank you, Kara, for doing that. That was really, really sweet. All right. And it's time to call up our ushers now because we're moving into this next part of our service where we get to give back to this beautiful community from our own good. So let's say our blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, that this is so.